Welcome back, fellas. It's Smoke and Mirrors, episode 69.
The mutual love episode.
We told you we owed you one.
Jesus. How you guys living?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going good, man. This has been a sick week.
Been sick as a dog since bloody Friday.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, like, I was racked with fever and everything.
Those dudes.
But, man, I got to tell you, that lavity pathology is dog shit.
For real?
I went there on the Thursday. I rock up. It's like 12:20. I'm like, can I get like these tests done? Because I had to get more than one test. Like the doctor was like, I want bloods, I want urine, I want everything.
Hey.
And like, I was too sick to say that Predator 2 joke where he's like, can I just leave my underwear? So like, I rock up there and then the guy's like, I need to have lunch. And I was like, excuse me? And he was like, yes, lunch. So I come back later. I was like, what time can I come back? You know what I mean? He was like 1 p.m. It takes a 40-minute fucking lunch. Anyways, I go on Friday and I was like, all right, well, I'm cleared from like the PCR test because I just went through a fucking drive-through anyways. Go to this other one in this doctor's office. They shut down shop fucking early. Like they heard me coming and they were like, fucking ran out the room.
Damn.
Because I was like, I'm here for like a blood test to like the receptionist at the doctor's. They shut down the fucking like the room where they do the tests.
Jesus.
So I was like, fuck this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to waste more fucking time.
Did you complain?
Nah. That's why I just like on Twitter, I was like, fuck lavity pathology.
Did they get back to you?
Nah, those I think they debunked that account since 2014. So yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah. All right. Fuck levity pathology. As a brand, as a company. Starting off with our streaming news there. So it looks like we're going to get a making of for the Last Tango in Paris. Right? So we've got the writers of Entourage and Boston Public. What the hell was Boston Public?
That was the school teacher one.
Was that with what's his face? Ultron? That was Boston Legal.
That was Boston Legal.
Right.
I also think it's the one with Shatner, but that was also Boston Legal.
Right. Obviously, don't know what these shows are. Maybe a spin-off series. But yeah, so Jeremy Miller and Daniel Cohn. Right, so they're going to write it. We're going to have Lisa Brulman, so Killing Eve, and Jose Badia, who is just coming off Narcos. They're going to direct it. So Last Tango in Paris is that movie where what's his face? Brando is like the middle-aged man, and he's having a midlife crisis, and then moves over to, well, at least goes over to Paris and just has a whole bunch of sex with what looks like an underage girl, but
Jesus.
Yeah,
it was kind of wild. So yeah, it's gonna center around like them making that movie and how crazy it was on the set.
Yeah,
because like some crazy stuff went on there, right? So the guy that directed it was like, he'd use like, actual real emotions and stuff like that on the set, or try get that out of the people, and yeah,
much like Friedkin did with the gun.
Yeah, Friedkin was kind of weird like that, but still,
this guy was like the emotional manipulator,
blackmailing them emotionally, and trying to get his movie done. Yeah, it's kind of weird. And then like the chick that's in the movie didn't get paid. Like the director and Brando got paid. She didn't get paid.
She got fuck all compared to what they got.
Yeah. And she like has full on mental breakdown and gets addicted to drugs, and it's just wild.
It's pretty fucked up.
Time.
Like, everyone celebrates like how great the movie was, but there was some shit that went down.
I ain't never seen that movie. To tell you the truth, The only Brando movie I watched was The Godfather, Godfather 2, and the score, son. That's it.
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. That's it. That's how I know Brando.
Yeah.
I don't dive into those other works.
I keep getting
Island of Dr. Moreau as well.
Yeah, Silent Dr. Moreau. And even
Like,
on there, he was a little dicky.
Yeah.
I've watched those ones, but I also watched On the Waterfront, which would have been before all the shit went down. Brando was a fucking beast.
Yeah.
I keep getting Brando mixed up with Rutger Hauer in fucking Sin City.
To be honest, Rutger is probably the one that should be getting showered with praise a lot more than Brando.
Big time.
Yeah.
Because the way that man conducts himself off screen is like legendary.
Yeah. Shout out to the hobo with a shotgun, man.
Another shout out to Kurt Sutter. Kurt Sutter doesn't doesn't conduct himself well off screen.
So,
Because he's developing this show called Abandons over at Netflix. So he's always wanted to dip his paws in like the Western genre. So this will give him a chance to do that. And it's about the beginnings of La Cosa Nostra in the Old West. It's like late 1800s. They're setting up, and it's a culture of like people basically paying off these like gangs and stuff that are basically terrorizing them. But there's like these Italian or Sicilian miners basically go, fuck this, let's band together and get these guys the fuck out of there. And like they do, like this sounds exciting. So the first season is about them sort of banding together, setting everything up, and then kind of staking their claim.
Yep.
No pun intended. But then the second season will be them like going on the run and kind of like setting up shop at a different locale every season. So it sounds pretty cool. And it kind of shows like those deep kind of Italian roots in American society all the way back then.
You know, if they go far enough, we actually get to see them like sort of build Chicago and that, and then get real dug in Chicago with like, you know, Frank Nitti and all those sort of guys. And yeah, that'd be really, really cool actually.
I like the sounds of this story. It sounds like if they had done that first 9 Sons of Anarchy idea that Kurt Sutter wanted to, where they come back from Vietnam, they're shitted on, and then they kind of band together as like this motorcycle club, and then like they start doing legal shit, but then it slowly starts going into illegal shit. So I'm kind of getting those kind of vibes here with this, but it's set up in Netflix. Like he might get the freedom that he actually wants to get the show out that he actually loves.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
That's just, that's if he doesn't derail it himself. He's famous for doing that.
yeah.
That's true. And if he gets any sort of pushback, Kurt Sutter's like famous for like really going after people and calling them cunts.
Yeah. I mean, just today he posted a bloody post on Twitter, and it's just it was a bucket, and it just said Baldwin tears for Alec Baldwin. I don't know what that guy's.
His tears for Baldwin or Baldwin's tears?
Baldwin's tears, yeah. He was going off that
Jesus.
he didn't believe Alec Baldwin and all this other bullshit.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Alec Baldwin just released his first interview since those Rust.
It's only 10 minutes of the actual interview. 10 minutes. These guys want to make a bloody judgment call on 10 minutes?
Yeah.
This man watched nearly 2 people die. The fuck's he supposed to react? Jesus.
Fucking the pictures like days after when you see him on the phone, the man looks fucking disheveled. He is
I think
done.
that was right after.
Literally
Fucking
right.
wild.
Yeah. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah. No.
I didn't watch the interview or anything. There's nothing right now that's like gonna okay any of the shit that happened that day.
Yeah. Exactly right. So we have Alfonso Cuarón as well, and he's got his first shot at directing a TV show for Apple. Yeah, so this one's called Disclaimer, and this one is starring Cate Blanchett and Kevin Kline. Cate Blanchett plays this TV documentary journalist, and her whole career is based on basically exposing like big institutions for like seedy shit that they might be doing. And then what happens one day is that she gets this novel on her fucking bedside, and it's written by Kline. And the story is actually her as the lead role, and it's going into one of her secrets now. So it's almost like what she's doing, but reversed.
Yeah.
So it sounds fucking crazy. They got a good cast for it as well. Cate Blanchett got the acting feet and the acting face.
The hunter becomes the hunted.
I still just picture fucking De Niro doing that fucking role in The Hunted by the tree. That was definitely not De Niro.
De Niro, you mean Tommy Lee Jones?
Tommy Lee Jones, that's the one. Sorry. Either
I
one.
was even thinking about the Christopher Lambert. Like, is De Niro in that?
My bad. But yeah, this sounds really interesting. We got ourselves, like, the Apple shout out on this one, and we got Quran on the deck as well, so.
When you said Quran has a shot at directing an Apple project, I was like, fuck them.
Yep.
Apple has a shot at Quran.
That's literally how it went. They were begging. They were begging.
Please, Mr. Quran.
It was. Cook was out there on his hands and knees trying to get this project. Please.
I kiss your feet.
You missed out on that. We got what's his face over here as well. DiCaprio's here as well. Come over.
Please.
Gladly. And that's it. That's it for our streaming news.
Mm-hmm.
So starting off with our film news. So an unnamed source allegedly said that that he's posted in The Sun, which is always posting Bond rumors and news, and it seems like The Sun is owned by Barbara Broccoli. It probably is.
No.
But supposedly an unnamed source has said that Idris Elba is they're looking at Idris Elba to play the next or at least the first Bond villain in this new set of films, which for me is very cool because Idris does a very good villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he was the best part of Hobbs and Shaw, and like, I mean, he's String, man. He's Stringer Bell. Stringer Bell don't play no games, son.
Yeah.
String is the best.
Yeah. String is like the smartest motherfucker on the planet, man.
Yeah.
He definitely plays like the smart villain really well.
Yeah.
But I almost find this is like a mercy fuck for Idris Elba. You know what I mean?
His character will be better than Bond's, though. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, his character will be more interesting than Bond's. Bond's we've seen 1,000 times. His character will be more interesting. He's going to have more backstory. He's going to have more screen time, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is like they really make his villain a memorable villain. One of the the Silvers or the Chiefs.
Even what's his face's villain was really, really good, really well written.
Christoph?
Robert Carlyle's villain.
Oh.
Yeah.
In The World Is Not Enough.
Yeah.
Really well written, really, really well executed. It was just like, it was good.
Yeah.
I just want them to do a villain that doesn't have like a physical something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That doesn't have like a burn or a poison burn or like, a bullet in the head or something. But yeah, I love Elba.
Yeah. Idris is.
I'm in.
Yeah. I can't wait.
I kind of hope he's like the more experienced, like 00 or something.
The X00, like Trevelyan.
Yo.
Mate.
Mate. Champy. If he was 007's like trainer.
Yeah.
Or like, how he's Commander Bond now, but if he was Commander when Bond was in his like unit, pause.
Why can't he be like the other James Bond? Why can't he? He's retired James Bond. He's retired James Bond. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that and they do like flashbacks with Elba doing missions and shit like that. That's kind of a way to get Elba to be James Bond or like be 007.
That's right.
I'm
man.
in for that shit. If they do that shit,
That'd be fire, son.
Yeah.
watch them not do that shit.
They won't do it.
Nah.
You know,
They're ready to take that risk.
Yeah.
They're ready for this.
you know what they should fuck. You know what they should fuck around and do?
What?
They just have the villain kill Bond, and that's the end of it.
Just a one and done.
Yeah, and then just move
I
on.
could have put this shit on streaming.
I reckon it'd be cool though, just to have Bond actually lose for once, and the villain prevails, and then you just start another story because they're all different stories, regardless. Like,
True. Just do like Bond one shots.
That's how Bond is supposed to be.
mm,
These sets of Bond films was the first time that we ever had an overarching story for Bond. The very first time. Every single Bond film is its own movie. It's got a start, it's got a middle, it's got an end.
Yeah.
And that's how it should always be. Because it leaves it open then. That means that somebody else, okay, I don't feel like coming back. Take your money back. God knows who's going to do that.
Yeah.
Take your money back. And, get someone else. Which is exactly what they did with Lazenby. Right?
Yeah.
Lazenby was being a little lazy there after, because what's his face on Her Majesty's Secret Service came out and hit, right? Because it was the first Bond film that you'd seen with a different person playing Bond. So people wanted to see, hey, how does it pan out? How's it going to work? Hits, absolutely smashes it. They call him up 2 weeks later and they're like, hey, you need to go to the premieres and all this sort of stuff, and it's going to be really, really big. Doesn't show up. Doesn't put his face out there. Gets mad lazy because he thought he was the shit, right? Because his Bond film was hitting.
Yeah.
And then they was like, fuck you. Cubby was like, fuck you. We're not doing this. You're not going to be Bond. I'll go back and pay Sean, more than likely, like, $8 million back then, which would be like $50 million now. To come back. That's what we're going to do.
That's crazy, man.
It was easy.
You know who is definitely coming back and who they are giving $50 million to is Tom Holland.
Oh man,
because
he deserves at least $50 million.
I reckon so as well. Just for Spider-Man.
Just for Spider-Man.
He thought he was out, but they pulled him back in. So Amy Pascal talking to the press about Tom Holland's recent comments of him like finishing up was like, oh no. We got plenty of Spider-Man content coming up. We got a new trilogy planned. She sounded like the salesman, so she's not from Sony anymore.
No.
Like she's her own like production house now.
Yeah, she's Pascal, and then but she still has rights to what's his face, yeah, to the Spider-Man property. I thought that's.
I'm pretty sure Sony owns that shit.
Sony owns it, but she's still got a little, like she has to be included in stuff. Yeah.
So she was saying like, there's no limit to the movies that Marvel and Sony are going to make, and that they've got plenty more coming up. Another trilogy with Holland, in fact. And a French interviewer actually asked Holland, like the day the news broke, he was doing an interview for No Way Home, and Holland was like, next question. So they were also talking about the crossovers, and then she was like, we're just enjoying making movies at the moment. How's about that for an answer? So there's something in the works there, definitely.
Yeah.
After No Way Home, I'm pretty sure like they're going to pull all the stops out in terms of what's possible between Sony and Marvel. Like we've seen a crossover already.
Supposedly we hear what's his face. We hear Blade's voice at the end of Eternals.
Yep.
How does it sound? Because you actually watched Eternals. How does it sound?
Well, I thought it was Brian Tyree Henry,
Right.
but it doesn't sound like Wesley.
Right.
He sounds like Mahershala, but sharp, and like he's not fucking around. It doesn't sound
Sharp. Like a blade.
Yeah.
It sounds like he does as Cottonmouth.
People. What was that?
Yeah, he kind of does sound like Cottonmouth a little bit, but more stern. He's not as relaxed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was on Colbert talking about it. And
The only reason they don't show him is because they didn't have the costume done at the time.
That's right. He was saying, like, you know, he usually likes to get the voice down in the first couple of weeks, in that first week.
Yeah.
So, like, for him to have to do the voice first, he said it was mine. It was like, you know, he couldn't stand it. He hated it. I only bring that up because I think that he's going to be at the end of what's his face, of Morbius.
Ooh.
If Morbius finishes with Blade showing up, everybody going to go watch that either that next Morbius movie or that Blade movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or this Morbius movie, because I don't think there's a lot of people rocking up for this one.
I don't know. It's been getting like the posters recently have been really, really good for this film.
True.
And the marketing that they're doing for Morbius is kind of better than the Spider-Man marketing. Some of those posters are trash, son.
Yeah. That's
Some of
especially like the villain close-up posters and shit.
I hate
you
'em.
can have it.
Yeah, it's a bit much. Fucking thingy.
Boss Logic does so much better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boss Logic fucking kills it. Bucky on Instagram posted a poster and it was the Spider-Man mask like split in half and kind of levitating, and then Spider-Man kind of curled up inside, and that looked fucking mad.
Yeah. Fuck, that's cool. So the next piece. So with Matrix coming out soon, they got a bit of marketing done, and one of the things that we're going to do is that for $50 you could buy an NFT as part of the Matrix universe that you could buy, and there was only going to be 100,000 of these things that they were going to sell. And what had happened from there was that sales begin, but then the company running it shut it down and then fucking restarted it and just fucked up everything. You had 330,000 people waiting in queue to try and buy one of these 100,000 NFTs that were coming through.
Fuck.
And it just went to shit. So literally a third of these people. And I feel like this is the biggest thing that comes up, is that whenever there's a big-ass sale, they're like, the servers will handle it. Oh, no.
Always, man.
But I reckon they also do it on purpose to build the hype and make people just sit there and fucking spam that shit. But this was fucking crazy. Like, a bit of a negative experience there, but fucking hopefully people actually got their NFTs and it wasn't a massive fuck up in the long run.
The servers going down for me is always like people breaking the glass to get into the department stores on Black Friday sales or something.
Fucking Land of the Dead, you see the dude come through with the drill.
I don't know. It's just stupid to do that, man. They should never ever do that. It should always just be a lottery first. Okay, cool. You're part of the 100,000 people that can actually buy.
Yeah.
Now you can go online and buy them.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, why would you not do that? That's what they do with shoes.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, how do you have a more sophisticated system for kicks than you do for like movie related gear?
Badly. And it would have built bloody anticipation, right? First, we do our our draw for the what's his face for the actual NFT, the 100,000 people that are going to win it.
Yeah.
And then we do then you can actually go online and buy one, because you're not guaranteed. It's not all going to be Neo.
The marketing for that would have been unbelievable as well. Can you imagine if you got an email, right? And in the email, like, it came up with a blank screen.
Yeah.
With the green dot blinking, and then it just went, the Matrix has you. Bang, you've been invited.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Either that, or it's just nobody can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself on this day. And it's like, sign up to buy the NFT.
Yeah.
Badly. Bang.
And even
people be ready. I'd be ready. I'd sign up for that.
I'd be
So I can sell.
I'd be sitting there at the computer just not sleeping. Like, Tankai's there and he's just like monitoring Neo and he's like, that'd be me waiting. But even prior, putting through your entry, it could have just been follow the white rabbit and then you get that email after if you get selected.
Exactly. See?
See what they make you give.
Yes, I've still
Sneakers
got
has
the
just been
headache.
doing that shit longer and smarter. They've learned NFTs is new. They don't know how to operate in this, this climate.
It kills me because they were like the first people to come out with like that sort of marketing strategy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, go to whatisthematrix.com to find out more. It was like go to a website. I don't want to go to a website. I want to see this now.
Mm.
They invented that. That was 99.
Yep.
Come on, man. They've had 20 years to do this.
Shout out to Dial Up.
Take you half an hour to look at it. Jeez. Our next piece of news. So, supposedly there's a 47 Ronin sequel in the works, right? So this one is going to be done by Anna. What's her name?
Arcana, I think?
Yeah, Anna Arcana, and is going to star Mark Dacascos, which is very good. So it's going to focus on Teresa Ting, who was in Orange is the New Black. I don't know if she's that chick that's always getting beat up and whatnot, and that little Asian girl in Orange is the New Black. Yeah, I think that's her. Mike O, Dustin Nguyen, Yoshi Sandazo, and Chris Pang. Right, so the film's going to be written by John Swetnam. Yeah. And
You ain't sweating me.
I know.
I don't sweat you.
So yeah, they're going to try and actually modernize it though. So it's going to be set in our time, in modern times. So kind of like what we said 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say they ain't listening to the pod, but they fucking listening.
Oh man.
They have to be, man.
I'm waiting now. I'm just waiting for the idea of what's this face, Shogun Assassin, like set in our times, like
Yep.
And then they went set right
With Jason Momoa.
When you think about it, John Wick 4 is basically Shogun Assassin.
But where's the baby at, though?
The dog. Literally the cub.
I was what's his face? I was watching Road to Perdition, and Road to Perdition is damn near John Wick, or John Wick is damn near Road to Perdition.
Yeah.
True.
Whereas instead of the family getting killed, it's the dog getting killed.
Yeah. So's Death Wish.
It's a Death Wish as well. But yeah, so they're trying to sort of set up a franchise here and everything. So with 47 Ronin, and I mean the first one didn't go so well for them, but I don't know, maybe changing it and modernizing it and setting it in this time might work for them. Maybe get rid of I don't know if they're going to get rid of the fantasy and stuff like that, or what's going to happen there, but
Yeah. To be honest, I love that first one.
Yeah.
I think the Japanese folklore fantasy plays so well in that world that they created, and it would have been there's no way that they could have followed that up. You know what I mean? So them making this jump to the future seems so logical. But I just don't want it to be the tech overshadows everything.
I hope
it's
not.
it shouldn't be about them pulling out the sword, slow-mo pause, and then the sword materializing or fucking snapping together like some Star Trek type shit.
Yeah.
I want to see it old school fucking fire.
Yeah. And I want it to be something akin to the aesthetic that they bring for Blade Runner or Altered Carbon, where it's that fucking Neo fucking Tokyo type shit.
Yeah.
Either that or just give me a world that's built like Wick.
Yeah.
Where people carry around swords and have knives and fight rather than shoot each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And give me the bullet train fight from the Wolverine.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see how they go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll still watch it.
Of course.
It's not like I'm going anywhere.
I know. I go watch it in Japan.
That'd be fucking fire.
Fuck yeah.
It's a long in the works adaptation of I want to say H.R. Geiger, H.P. Lovecraft's In the Mountains of Madness.
Yeah.
Has been on Guillermo del Toro's plate for so fucking long. At one point, it had Ron Perlman and Tom Cruise attached, but then it just got dashed, right? We didn't hear about it for fucking years and years and years. And then it seems like it's popped up again. So he was talking, GDT was talking on a podcast, and he was saying, I want to revisit it now. You know what I mean? Like, now that it doesn't have to be PG-13, I don't have to add all the spectacle in there. I want to, like, you know, go back to this weirder kind of, more kind of morbid tone, and do the story right, and add some more elements from the book, because I don't have to work in that same bookend sort of manner that Hollywood works. So I actually read this short story, this novella, last year or earlier this year, and there really isn't any spectacle in it. It's almost like this diarized journey and discovery of this alien race, and them exploring like the city that these aliens created. So it's like it's not a spectacle movie. It's not a summer blockbuster. It's none of that.
It's not Lovecraft.
It's really just like it's supposed to be one of those tense horrors where it's more the tension that gets you, and not the actual jump scare, or, you know, showing the monster or anything.
So is this more in the line of like Prometheus or something like that?
Prometheus was like way bigger than this novella ever was. Like there is no chase or anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's legit, get there, look around. Oh shit. Like, they were planning some like crazy shit. They have these crazy monsters. Now let's get the hell out of here, because they're all frozen in the ice.
Oh shit.
Was it like those scenes in Lovecraft where she's on the ship, and
No.
was it like that or not?
That was
Not
more
even
exciting.
Wow.
Like, to me, it's legit a boring story. Like, my excitement for this went completely down. So I'm like, if Del Toro can actually like inject something more lively into it, it'd be fire.
Yeah. But Del Toro also has a really good eye for, like you said, he was only going to cast unknowns for this if he does do it. But he has a really good way of building the story around the characters, and the characters really fucking being emotionally live during these films as well.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what he comes up with.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. So, last piece of film news we have is that Ron Clements and John Musker have, they're going to come back together and do a Metal Men animated series.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, Metal Men, it's these 6 like AI or robots that have personalities linked to the kind of metal that they are. So you got like tin, platinum, things like that, and they're all headed by this scientist. I think, what was his name again? William Magnus. I was going to say Robert Magnus, but that's not it.
Isn't Billy Magnuson a fucking actor?
But yeah, so this is going to be an animated series. This is going to go through. I believe it was previously a DC comic. This is going to be another animated series as well. So this sounds really fucking interesting as well. They've made appearances before, back in the 90s, early 2000s, things like that. I don't know much about the Metal Men. It's one of those like niche comics that I never really read. I only know the big ones. But it sounds cool regardless. It's giving me like, do you guys remember Centurions back in the day?
Yeah.
Nah.
Centurions was the one where it was just like 4 normal dudes, but then they put on these suits, and it's almost like they could attach Lego pieces to them that turn them into different things.
Yeah.
It was fucking fire. Just give me those kinds of vibes. So, if it's animated, they'll probably get some good action in there, but yeah, it sounds pretty cool.
Very good. That's it for film news.
Yes, sir.
Now it's time to fan the hammer there, Batto. No emotions, no feelings, just facts. So whenever you're ready.
This is facts, not feelings. All right, cool. So House of Gucci may get an extended cut on home video, like every other Ridley Scott movie. Magic Mike is supposedly returning. It's going to come back on HBO Max. Chucky has been renewed for another season. Ivana Suckno. Yep. Pause. Osaka, sorry. Extraction 2 has started filming. Steve Conrad to pen Duncan Egg, the Game of Thrones spin-off for HBO. Kobe Smulders has joined Secret Invasion. Turner and Hooch has been cancelled.
Told you.
First look at we got our first look at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new one over at Netflix. We're gonna have a live-action Mega Man that's being developed by Netflix as well. Hoyt Van Hoytema is the DOP for Nope. He's extremely in demand right now. Nicolas Cage and Aquafina have joined Renfield with Nicholas Hoult. J.A. Bayona is going to retell the Alive story, which is wild. Malignant 2 may be happening.
Fuck.
I don't know. Anya de Armas has replaced ScarJo in Ghosted to star opposite Chris Evans. Tom Cruise was hanging upside down on a biplane in shots from his new MI8 stunt, which is crazy. Halle Berry has signed a deal with Netflix. Tom Burke replaces Yaya in Furiosa, which is terrible. David Dastmalchian is going to join the Boston Strangler movie over at Fox. And Batgirl, we got our first set photos. We also got a little teaser there for Kang as well in Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the reflection,
yeah. Very, what's his face looking as well? Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. So, Batgirl also started filming.
Yep.
And Nope wrapped filming.
And Tom Cruise was also apparently hired like a fucking cruise ship for the shoot at MI as well.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's had it since MI7. It's the only way that they could sort of stay together and be safe while filming. That was his way to get around. That was his way to get around the whole COVID thing, because then all of the crew, everyone stays together on one place.
Oh, shit.
That's pretty smart, actually.
Yeah.
Man, Cruise wasn't messing around.
Cruise for president.
That's an L. Ron Hubbard move, too.
Yeah. Like literally. You see them do that in The Master.
Nobody beats the Master.
Don't fuck with the Jedi Master, kid.
Very good there, Bado.
Thank you.
Manning Jahammer.
Not bad. So we
All right.
got them trailers of movies as well. We actually got a few this week. So we got one for Around the World in 80 Days. We also got one for The Silent Sea, which looks fucking fire as well.
Yeah.
So good. We got Silverback, which is the Trent Williams story, and as well as that Station 11.
In that Silverback trailer, seeing that guy's head after that surgery was wild.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that. That shit looks good.
Yeah. That shit looks scary as fuck.
Yeah.
After the surgery. Jesus. But no, and then we also got a unfortunate trailer for Reacher, the Jack Reacher series coming out. Fuck, this pissed me off, man. I was telling Dave, I was like, I reckon they picked the wrong guy for the show. And this guy is too fucking brolic for this fucking position as well. Pause.
Yeah. Reacher doesn't have to be like tank, like ripped.
No.
But he should be like thick. You know what I mean? Like he's just a big guy, pause.
Yeah. Like, I'm expecting, because after reading The Killing Fields, is The Killing Fields the first one?
Yeah.
Like, the description they give of Reacher is just this tall, and he's not heavy set, he's lean, but he's got mass on him.
Yeah. Whereas this guy's like ripped and everything. He's too pretty as well.
Yeah.
I find. Like people were saying, you know who'd be the perfect like Jack Reacher, Jason Statham. I was like, really? Like, so
First off,
they don't expect him to be like that sort of classic, good-looking person.
Yeah.
he can't do an American accent to save his life. Like, there's no way that
Statham.
Yeah, he can't. Like, he just can't.
I know.
It's
I
the
wasn't
worst
ready
thing in the
for it.
world.
And him with hair would be hilarious.
Yeah, Statham should never have hair either. What's going on here, Statham? This was the worst trailer I watched this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the most disappointing for sure. I've seen a lot of people online going like, this is what a Jack Reacher show should be. And I was like, we traded in Tom Cruise's films. Even the second one looked better than this.
It looked like this was more like the second film.
Yeah. I mean, this looked like the sitcom.
Yeah.
And
Smile at the camera. Smile at the camera.
Jack Reacher's not like the hand-to-hand guy. I know, like, we've like heard in our chats that he should be like slick and stuff and like know his moves. He's not that guy. He's the brawler. He is the brawler.
He's the
sharpshooter.
The use anything bloody get it done sort of fighter.
Yeah.
Like Cruise was in the first Reacher.
Exactly.
But he's more the sharpshooter. Like, he's the guy that holds like the sniper, like high score or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got the record.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like fucking Mel Gibson's character in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
2, maybe 3 people in the world can make that shot.
Yeah.
yeah.
I do think like they may have the right cast involved, but the tone that they're giving us in the trailer just wasn't it.
I needed to be more serious, man.
Yeah. More serious, more drawn out as well.
Yeah.
Like a little bit more patient. It felt like really like sort of fast paced, like let's just whip them up and kind of show them the action and stuff like that. It shouldn't be about that. Like Reacher, like there is action scenes and they're mad, and like when they're done, when they're shown in the book, like they're really creative, but like it doesn't have to be just like slick action all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's the MP, man.
Yeah.
He's an investigator. Like, we're not supposed to be seeing the action.
Yeah.
We're supposed to see the investigation. That's what they should be pushing.
Yeah, which is what they did in the first Reacher again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, you're supposed to see Reacher's mind and how he thinks through things before he, like, fucks shit up.
Yeah.
Like, that's always the last resort for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the thing that annoys me about this trailer as well is that they took the beats directly from that first book as well. The fight in the prison, his love interest, things like that. And it's still look kind of dog shit. Like the whole, because he in the book, he kicks that dude directly in the fucking throat and talks about hearing this man gargle to fucking death.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like that's small action beats compared to fucking what we're seeing now. Looks like they just want to make it all action.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, this was disappointing.
Big time, man.
And then we got, like, what seemed like the anti-Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
It's like the complete opposite. It looks good, man. So we got our second really look at Peacemaker,
Yeah.
which it's showing us the spectacle and what you would expect from a superhero show, but because it's in that superhero realm, I expect it, you know what I mean? But it also showed like him sort of trying to work things out with his father and that relationship and how that kind of progresses and him like showing a lot of self-doubt and having to rediscover himself and kind of build himself back up as the Peacemaker, but not the one that was willing to kill like women and kids to get the job done.
This looks it for me. This looks damn good, man. It looks like it's literally just a direct continuation after he wakes up in Suicide Squad. The look of it looks like a movie, which is good. Like it doesn't look like a TV show; it looks like a movie. And that same sort of DNA is just copied across from Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And
The
it
scene,
looks,
it looks like he's having so much fun.
yeah. And I don't know what it is, but them adding that fucking eagle in there is really making my day.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
What does he say when it's in the car? This is not a trained eagle. This is a wild eagle.
This shit's gonna be fun, man. I'm
man.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
The very last trailer we got, which we literally got a couple of hours ago,
It's fresh off the presses, people.
yeah, was the new Across the Spider-Verse trailer. So yeah, we don't really get to see much. We get to see somehow Gwen was able to come back, and basically Peter goes on an adventure, or not Peter, but Miles goes on an adventure across the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
And it looks like Spider-Man 2049 is chasing him for some God knows what reason.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah. It looks like he's still in love with Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally all we see.
yeah,
Yeah.
So we see absolutely everything and absolutely nothing at the exact same time.
yeah,
Yeah. Because
love it.
the animation didn't even look. Well, I don't know if that's the animation style that they were going for, where they were swinging through that city,
yeah,
and it just looked like it was unfinished. Like that's like one universe that's like that, and then
Yeah.
they swung into like the future, and then they were crashing through, and that looked completely different as well. So they're like there's different aesthetics for everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
Again, looks
it
like they
looks-
just went straight from Spider-Verse into the Spider-Verse straight to this too.
yeah,
Yeah. But it also looks like Spider-Man 2049 can actually control it. Because you see him grab Peter, hit a button. Not Peter. Why am I saying Peter? He grabs Miles, hits a button, and then they go through another portal,
Yeah.
right? So it looks like he has the power to actually control where they're going in the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
Or at least open up enough portals so that they can go through.
Yep.
yeah,
And it looks good.
yeah. Do you reckon because this Spider-Man's from the future, he sees all the repercussions of what's happened in the past, and now he's doing all this? Like maybe he's the villain to try and stop everything, to reset, because maybe something catastrophic happens in the future for him.
Yeah, maybe. Because at the same time, these guys would have been privy to everything that's kind of happening in No Way Home, where they're also dealing with the multiverse.
Yeah,
Well, that's what was so interesting with the very opening of the trailer, right? Because it literally opens up with "and in another universe" or whatever it is.
Yep.
Right.
yeah,
So is that first part is Spider-Man is No Way Home gonna end and then go directly into this movie, or like what's gonna happen?
Yeah,
He
true.
better be in that No Way Home.
Well, you know what's funny? In the first Venom, it ends with "and in another universe," and then it shows Into the Spider-Verse. The first look at it.
Yeah.
What if in No Way Home, all the portals open around fucking the Statue of Liberty? What if you see Miles and fucking Spider-Man 2049 come through one of them as well,
Oh man.
and they're still
hope so.
fucking fighting?
They're still fighting and they just go into another portal. That'd be mad.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I did say, they should show up. The Into the Spider-Verse guys should show up.
Yeah. I want to see the is it the Chris Pine Spider-Man that's like the rundown Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse?
Nah, the the other one.
It's Jake
Yeah, Jake. Fuck.
Kale?
Busey.
Jake Busey.
Jake
Jake
Busey.
Cahill. I can.
Yeah.
See him show up in that fucked up trench coat and he's still disheveled eating the burger or something.
Oh, this is so good. They shut this place down and made
I feel
Jake
like
Johnson?
Jake Johnson. Yeah.
yeah.
No, is it Busey?
Nah, Jake Busey's what's his face? Gary Busey's son.
Yeah, isn't that?
Nah.
I'm searching this shit up.
But yeah, man, this for me is going to be better than No Way Home.
Yeah. This will be the one that actually tackles the multiverse that I think people will really sort of get blown away by.
Mm.
I think right now there's no expectations on that like series as a
No.
Spider-Man series because it's not Peter Parker.
No, they
It's
can
not
literally do anything.
MCU or anything like that.
Yeah,
But watch MCU characters show up in across the multiverse, the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse, and blow everyone's fucking minds.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen. We know it's going to happen.
It is Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson. Yeah,
Jake Johnson.
very good.
But no, that might have been the best trailer I've seen this week.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck,
Yeah.
that was good.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know that the Silent Sea looks like that looked really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. These Korean shows that are coming out, like I think
it's
now
not-
Netflix is learning.
It's not that they're only coming out now. These are they've been doing this in Korea. Like we've been watching Korean cinema since early 90s.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just been like that since then. Like it's just been top notch since then.
Yeah. And it's definitely different, like a used concept already, only to like they add something different to it. There's a quirkiness, there's just like the story elements, the characters, just different.
I saw The Devil, for me, is in like my top 5. Like it's that good, that movie.
Yeah.
That good. It's a bloody a crook chasing bloody criminal movie that's just been changed. We change it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We turn it on its head,
That's
and it's just done so much better.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask as well. With all these foreign films coming out now on Netflix, is this all part of that slate they had where they were going to invest more into foreign film for Netflix? Are these the fruits of Netflix's labors, I guess is what I'm trying to say, from that article we saw maybe a year ago?
I'd say so.
That and Netflix saw what Parasite did,
Yep.
and was like, "Nah, we need a piece of that."
Yeah.
Which is why we're getting. I mean, Apple saw it as well down the road, which is why we're buying up all that stuff now. You want to make a show, we'll buy it. We'll
Yep.
buy it up now and just put it on our servers.
Yeah.
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 That's it.
Something for everybody.
Yep.
For me. And that's it. That's it for our trailer breakdowns.
Yep. All right.
Now we seek into our entertainment news, which is all sad news this week.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
Right. So kicking off, so we want to say rest in peace to Stephen Sondheim.
Yep.
So Stephen Sondheim was a composer, a musical composer, a lyricist. He did Sweeney Todd, which
Yep.
is awesome. He did Company, Into the Woods, Sunday in the Park with George. He did Assassins, my guy. Follies, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, Sunday in the Park with George. And he wrote lyrics for West Side Story and Gypsy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
man's did everything. He's won like 9 Tony Awards. He won 8 Grammys, which is wild to me. He won the Laurence of Olivier Award. I don't know what that is, but it's obviously something for music.
Yep.
A Presidential Medal of Freedom. He's a Pulitzer Prize winner, and he's an Oscar winner. So he actually won his Oscar for Madonna's Sooner or Later, right? So, and he also wrote some of the songs from Dick Tracy,
Yeah.
and then went on to work with Beatty again on Reds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Mans was a legend.
He is
He
a
did
legend, man.
everything.
A big reason why I love musicals isn't because of like Mary Poppins, Sound of Music. It's actually because of Sweeney Todd. And that's probably the first time that I've seen adult content with musicals.
Presented that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, it's so different. Like we can have this serious sort of story,
Yeah.
but we just add a little music into it, and we're all good.
Yeah. and like those songs, like they do stick in my head. There was one time when I listened to My Friends at work for like 8 hours straight. No shit. Like West Side Story, Dick Tracy. Like this guy's a legend.
Mm-hmm. Rest in peace to Stephen Sondheim. And thank you for your contribution.
Yeah, man, it's big. This next piece of news is also really sad. This man was like an Australian treasure, an Australian through and through. He's been in like some of the biggest indie and blockbuster movies, and it's David Gulpilil. It's before he even like started his journey in fame and kind of movies and whatnot. He was a hunter and tracker.
My guy.
In Arnhem Land in Northern Territory of Australia, right? He was picked up by this director, Nicholas Roche, and he was cast in this film called Walkabout. And overnight, this guy just like seen all the success, and he became like this famous actor. He showed up in Storm Boy, the original one. He was in Crocodile Dundee. He's got his own documentary. My Name is David. He was a legend, and it's so good that someone from that First Nations community is actually celebrated on the world stage as well, because you don't really get to see that many.
No.
And it's only like in the last 10 to 20 years that they've really been celebrated across the world. He passed away at 68 from lung cancer. He had been battling privately for like 4 years. And it's really sad as well because he was only 68. Know what I mean? But he achieved so much from being a hunter tracker to Crocodile Dundee, walking the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Know what I mean? Like it's a massive achievement. So rest in peace to David Gulpilil. Thank you for your contribution to film and the arts. And you'll be remembered forever.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they literally are the first people, right? The Aboriginal people are literally the first people.
Yeah.
They're the people that prepped out on boats and went out and colonized, or literally explored the whole world. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's amazing. Their history and how it's passed down. I think you were telling us where like they have the best oral history.
Yeah. So just like what's his face talks about, Chappelle talks about, like a griot, right, who would keep all the stories and whatnot and hand them down. Their history is an oral history. So there is one elder that will pass down that information through the generations, right? So their history is so in depth and accurate that they here. If you guys Google a picture of Sydney Harbour right now, right, you'll see buildings and everything and the harbour and all that sort of stuff, all man-made natural stuff. They can tell you exactly what's under that water. Their history goes all the way back where there was no water there. It was before the sea came and swallowed that little section of land up. They can tell you what's there under that water. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Got to do something about this entertainment news, maybe move it back, something like that. So we don't always end on a sad note.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're down to like the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
We're actually
gonna.
Yeah. We're gonna end on our thoughts on No Way Home when that drops. But yeah, we're getting closer to the end of the year. Lots of things happening.
Yeah. We got our Spotify wrap up as well.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. It was a thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping us grow 15% year on year, like clockwork. Our revenue is not off the books.
Yeah. Thanks to all of our listeners out there, man.
Yeah, man.
There were 5 people. This is what like the wrap up said, but 5 people on Spotify who listen to us more than any other podcast. It's crazy when you think about that because like I listen to a shitload of podcasts.
Yeah. And they listen to us between 5 and 11.
Yeah.
Which is wild because that means you're listening to us when you're at work.
Or commuting or like
commuting, yeah.
We're keeping you company through the shitty times.
Yeah.
Shitty times. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone out there. Across every like streaming platform as well, YouTube included. We really appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Let's make next year
the best
next year. Yeah, it will be the bigger year, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2022, baby.
To normal. All right. Let's wrap this up.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, everyone. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. You can check us out on YouTube.
We'll actually be in studio next week.
Yeah, we'll be back. We're covered. All nice and like tissues dabbed up their nose and everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You can catch us on all social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Good pods, if you're into good pods. A lot of people aren't, but you know, it's out there. Our video is posted on YouTube under Logo Smith Media. You can also find us on Spreaker, where we host our podcast under Logo Smith Media with a bevy of other shows. Check them all out. All different. Love yourself and love movies.
Yes, sir. And vape more and smoke less and wash your ass.
Like and subscribe.
Just when I thought I was out, I'm back again.